So my comment on this is simply we look at the goals of the workshop and find out whether we made any progress. We introduced the VJCs and the project partners to each other, building a stronger shared community on nitrogen research between UK and India.
Yes.
I think we're doing that.
Yes.
It's great. And let's continue that. Alison Bentley had a suggestion of a meeting next year. Let's go back to BBSRC and DBT and find out if they'd like to dip into their pocket for some more travel funds to do some more. So I think the answer, let's see, let's do it. Share the initial findings of the VJC, stimulate the agenda for cooperation in the next 2 to 5 years. Job done, we've got notes, we've got ideas, we've got context. Share practical lessons learned as a basis to improve the model. Thank you, Peter. We've got those practical challenges. How we can, many of them we can't change, we know that, but there's a few there that we can at least share the messages. Develop the long-term vision for nitrogen research and policy application in India. The outcome will be a vision statement that can contribute to build the next phase. Actually, we've got 3 vision statements, but because we aimed to make them very short, like 30 words, we'll put the 3 together and use that. The working group reports obviously will get those tidied up and sealed into a joint document. Provide a mechanism by which India-UK science cooperation can feed into the developing science synthesis of the Indian and South Asian nitrogen assessment processes. Well, obviously the Indian nitrogen assessment is on the table. Tapan has showed us the book. I'm sure that process will go forward, but right on the agenda at the moment is making those links between India and South Asia. Thank you.
Yes.
Here it is. Here is the famous book. So the first Asian nitrogen assessment as a synthesis here together, and that will be launched later this month, formally. And the next stage, of course, is as part of the program towards the first global nitrogen assessment. That global nitrogen assessment to be produced through INMS. We're already lining up with Cambridge University Press like we did with the European nitrogen assessment, and as part of that there'll be a chapter on each of the world regions, Indian, South Asian nitrogen assessment. Clearly that pushes beyond this community, but I think about the links beyond that, and you've got inputs from the feedback. And lastly, to produce an outcome paper that summarises the vision, priorities, future work. We haven't done that outcome paper yet. We have your notes to make a start. And I think my suggestion, I think we'll discuss it with Raghuram Tina afterwards, is also think about whether we might make an article out of that as well for publication. I'll take, Raghuram, your advice, others from here, where we might send that. Whether current science is a good thing or we want something different, you guys can guide. But let's say we will take the notes from this, work them up and aim to produce an outcome paper.
It's nice that they have put separate budget for this purpose, and it's also nice that we have managed to generate enough excitement from this joint meeting that there is now an expectation to have more regular joint meetings. That's, I think, one very important success that this joint meeting is had. Already for the plant science group of these 4 centers, there is a recommendation that came yesterday that we should meet as a plant science group separate, maybe even faster than next week. We work it out after this meeting is done. From our university, I must thank Dr. Filza Huda, who is my co-PI and has done a lot of background work to help me with this organization. She is the counterpart of Andrea from the UK side, who has been working months in organizing things from the UK side. Quite a few early planning and coordination. We got a lot of help from Andrea and Mark. And at the local host level, a lot of handling was done under very difficult circumstances, I must say, by Aarti Bhatia and her colleagues. She was not well for about a week. So, whatever is good about this workshop, we will be grateful to all of you, and I want one of my colleagues to organize. whatever is bad about it is to my discipline. Try to do it better next time.